Hi, everyone. Rick Rose, Dane County Board Supervisor from District 16 here in Dane County. I just want to touch base with a heavy heart and share what I promised in a previous video that I did on the 2023 budget. Some news about our Dane County Emergency Harm Reduction and Prevention Act. It's a heavy heart because this is really the act that puts into place the use of opioid settlement dollars that are coming in that you hear about and have heard about over the last couple of years. Most recently, Walmart has settled for their part in this huge traumatic pandemic that is going on in our country. And before that, you probably heard announced that the state of Wisconsin and its counties settled with other key providers. So these settlement dollars will continue to come in to both state and county and municipal entities. The purpose of these dollars and why I say it's a heavy heart is really just to do what we can and to do the best we can to prevent and disrupt prevent and disrupt the many challenges that are coming our way because of use. We know that through this act, we are announcing that this is a dire situation and it is an emergency situation. I am pleased to sponsor this. It will go into approval, or it has gone into approval and has been approved by the board on our meeting today, November 17th. That being said, there were other co-sponsors. I want to thank many of those co-sponsors, Supervisor Ratcliffe and Supervisor McGinnity being the first couple that stepped up. I've worked on this with many other supervisors, including Kigea and my mentor, Supervisor Ritz. So I'm very grateful that they came on board as well. So basically what the Dane County Emergency Harm Reduction and Prevention Act is it gives dollars to organizations to continue to fund those programs we know are most successful, and not just fund those programs, but to build those programs as this pandemic changes. And so those dollars, $100,000 will go to the African American Opioid Coalition, $50,000 will go to Pride and Prevention Coalition, which focuses on the LGBTQ community. These are important to me as an author of this resolution, alongside working with the county exec's office on this, for which I have a lot of gratitude. Those are the communities that are most impacted by this pandemic, disproportionate to our populations. So I'm grateful those dollars are going there. We also have some dollars in the senior focal points, $15,000 is being given to them to help education and to make Narcan available. A lot of these programs really are outreach related, and also, although Narcan we have plenty of Narcan, that the dollars won't be coming from this. They'll be coming from other grant sources, mostly from the national government. But we want to create vending machines and boxes and other opportunities to get Narcan into more hands. And that's why we feel this is taking the pandemic to the next step. Steps that were missed and steps that resulted in the loss of many, many important lives because they didn't have the availability to Narcan or the availability to other services that we're working on here. So as a member of the committee that deals with the elderly or a retired population, I'm very grateful that we're putting money there. We have some dollars going to housing providers, to the Recovery Coalition of Dane County, and I'm very proud that our superintendents and our schools are stepping up to work on a school life skills harm reduction curriculum. $120,000 will be given so kids can start to have these serious conversations that should be held. One last thing I want to point out, in the 2023 budget, which has also been approved, I'm grateful that we are giving complementary dollars, which will align with the dollars from the Harm Reduction Act, which is the opioid settlement dollars. But from our own levy-driven taxes, we are putting money toward an outreach position. This is a full-time position that will work with outreach which is our gay community group, or gay community center here in town, which will work on the issue within that community. Also, we are funding a $110,000 EMS position. So this is a recovery coach. Coaches are people with lived experience that are there for people that are wanting to go toward treatment and wanting to move toward healthy lifestyle choices. And this will fund one of those positions at the EMS center. So when the crisis calls come in, we can immediately connect someone. Now, we do this in the jail already, and we've done it other places. So again, what I'm reporting on is that I'm pleased to say that between this act, this resolution, and the new budget, we are moving forward with expanding what we can do to help save lives. This leaves a remaining amount of money that we are working on and hearing from the public on to us, since this is, quote, blood money. This money is only coming at the hands of lives that have been lost as a reparation, if you will. It's important for us to talk to those survivors and those that have been through this themselves and find out where those gaps are. So those dollars will be diverted to kind of understanding that better, and then to applying that and making some sense of that, to direct those dollars to continue to do work we're here doing with harm reduction and preventative care, taking that to the next step. I'm also pleased to say that in the budget, which was signed or is going into effect January 1st, signed November 17th, and signed by the county executive on the 16th, is $2.5 million of capital dollars from the county that will be going to an organization called Restoring Roots. I've become friends with Julie, who's the executive director there, and my colleague, who I totally give so much respect and support and gratitude for finding these dollars, and former board chair Annalise Eicher, and I thank her for allowing me to co-sponsor this capital gift that will go to the nonprofit organization known as Restoring Roots. You can look them up. They've been doing this for a long time, trying to figure out how they can get into the treatment community. And our gift of this 2.5 matches another gift we as county residents have decided through our leadership and elected officials to give to this organization to start a treatment center. I'm pleased to say it will be in District 16. Announcements will be made soon. It is a current structure that will be easily changed into a treatment center with over 70 beds. Now, you have to understand, in Dane County, we have like 0 beds. It's very difficult for us when someone makes a decision to get into treatment to actually have a place for them to go into treatment. So myself, I will say that I'm grateful for some other county executive leadership that I've received from other counties across the country. Also working with the National Association of County Executives, or county of counties. They're the organization that has an incredible response to the opioid crisis. And they've given us a lot of tools, including networking with other people like myself or Supervisor Eicher, Supervisor Kikea, et cetera. And so what we're doing is, by conversations I had with my colleagues down in North Carolina and over on our west coast of Minneapolis or Minnesota, we looked at their best practices and kind of came up with these plans. So I am very pleased to announce this has been approved. Other additional budget dollars in the 2023 executive's budget, as well as more money to come from settlement dollars, investing back in and growing and making this a very sustainable program with very reachable goals. It just warms my heart. Huge call out to Supervisor Leitner as well. This is an initiative that was put together also by our Health and Human Services Department, and she heads that board. She did a lot of great work on getting people to come and speak and helping move the needle within the county supervisor board so we understand more of the impact in our community. And I also want to put out a huge call of gratitude to the great work by Liz, our supervisor, who oversees the Personnel and Finance Committee. She's been doing a lot of great work, pulling all these budget meetings together and also passing this onto the general board so we could approve the Harm Reduction Act for 2022. And we could also approve the budget for 2023, which includes capital investments as well as other investments into working in the opioid recovery community. So that would be Supervisor Doyle. Thank you guys so much. And as you can see, I have joy in my face, but I have a heavy heart knowing the work we're doing. My heart is happy, but at the same time, it's heavy for those whose lives we've lost and whose lives we do honor through this upcoming work. Thank you guys for your support. Any comments, questions, concerns, please reach out below, or you can find my number on social media or wherever you're playing around. Just go to the county board Board of Supervisors website. Thank you.